Baltimore, this is Monster Jam.
Baltimore, it is now time for the very first competition of the event, JCB Racing. Our 8 Monster Jam superstars have been seated into an order based on a random draw. Whoever can get around this track the fastest will claim the racing win, will claim the first points of the event, and the top spot on our leaderboard. So we got one question to kick this thing off. Make some noise if you're ready for JCB Racing.
Up first, John Zimmer in Megalodon. It's a good start to the JCB Racing competition to start with the most veteran driver on the series. John Zimmer entering into his 21st season here at Monster Jam. And this is one driver we can count on to tackle that track. Track conditions may serve as an extra competitor, but this man will have it dialed in. The time for John Zimmer in Megalodon is 11.600. Next up, it's MJ Celorio in El Toro Loco. MJ Celorio, El Toro Loco yesterday coming out with an 11.3 second pass. Right now that would be enough to take the lead, but can he do it again? Shooting for that fast race pass. Let's go racing! The time for MJ Celorio in El Toro Loco is an 11.110. That is the new time to beat. Next up, pulled to the line, Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash. Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash, recently graduating from Monster Jam University, bringing all of our talent right here to the racetrack. The time for Sparkle Smash is 11.793. A good time landing her in 3rd place right now. Not enough to take over that top spot. Still held by El Toro Loco. MJ Celorio with a lap time of 11.110. Next up, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Baltimore, this young man does hold the fastest time of the weekend. He had a race pass of 9.825. looking to break into, even right now, a 10-second race pass would bring him to the top. We're going to see if he can stay dialed in, a new day, a new track, but can he prove himself to be consistent? Let's go green! Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity is a 10.026. There we have it, the new time to beat. John Zimmer Jr. secures his top spot. You can see right there, leading the JCB Racing competition with that lap time of a 10.026, bumping MJ Solorio El Toro Loco into second place. Next up, let's hear it for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Now, Triton Robbins, a fantastic driver and racer. The most consistent driver right now. His race pass times this past weekend have all been in with 1/1000th of each other. We're going to see if he can stay consistent today. Needs to shave off a little bit of time. Can he do it? The time for Triton Robbins in a Crazy Train is a 10.589. Fast, but just not fast enough to take over that top spot. Crazy Train Triton Robbins now with the second fastest time here in the JCB Racing competition. She's in that black and green wrecking machine. It's Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger right now needs to pull off a time. Got to scrub into that 9-second pass, a tall order, but if there's anyone to do it, it could be her. Trouble for Kristen Anderson on the racetrack. The time for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger is a 14.555. But Baltimore, you might have seen that little stall she had there coming out of the second turn. You can count on our pit reporter, Carlos Sparks. He's going to be on that story and get us the scoop with Gravedigger. Find out from Kristen Anderson and the crew herself exactly what's going on with that Monster Jam truck. Last but not least, Baltimore, make some noise for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy. Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy, having some success so far in the JCB Racing competition, making it into that top 4 with those fastest times yesterday, a time of a 10.7. He's going to need to be faster than that today. Anyone who wants to take the lead has got to break into that 9-second pass. Really a tall order. Let's go green. So close, a 10.352, a speedy race pass, but not fast enough. Baltimore, your winner of the JCB Racing competition, John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity. For the second time here this weekend in the CFG Bank Arena, John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity rises to the top. He's your first competition winner. Baltimore, make some noise.
One more time up on the pod for the racing win, John Zimmer Jr. How have you been able to so consistently hit both of these crazy turns so fast?
Honestly, pure luck. This track is so slick and the conditions change every single pass. Had no idea what was going on being nosed into my stall, but man, just threw it into that final turn and actually ran into the pod right here. I think that's what helped me get the grip to keep that turn nice and tight, come across the line with the fastest time here tonight.
Now, this track has been a little bit tricky all weekend long. It's still a little bit slippery on the top layer. How are you going to adjust to that in the two-wheel skills challenge to make sure you have enough traction?
Going to go into it with a bit more aggression than I normally do, trying to throw the truck into some crazy moves. It's real slick on the top layer, but as soon as you get it away, the tricks are going to fall like cards, man. It's going to be sick. I promise y'all, if you thought racing was cool, we're just getting started, and we got plenty more crazy stuff coming up. Y'all want to see some more?
John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Up first, don't be fooled by the glitter. It's Logan Ashline in a Sparkle Smash. She's lining up, looking for that exact sweet spot, the perfect bite for those BKT tires. Baltimore, she's still got one attempt remaining. Pops that unicorn up on two BKT tires. Monster Jam is the only place where you can see a 12,000-pound unicorn do that.
One more time, let's hear it for Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. I love the cheers, I love the pop, love the popper. Get to judgeszone.com because scoring is open.
Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash. She's making that unicorn do handstands for you guys. But one thing to notice, you see that technical precision, you see her get that approach, and that is the wheels literally turning in her head. She's lining it up, she's feeling it out, measures it, and sends that unicorn a great start to the two-wheel skills competition. Let's check out the scores. Your score for Logan Ashline in its Sparkle Smash is, check it out, a 6.534. That is your score to beat. Sparkle Smash takes to the top of the leaderboard as first to go here in the competition. That score, a 6.534, will need to be beat if anyone wants to take that spot away from her there here in the two-wheel skills competition. Now remember, have your smartphones ready, and when you hear Carlos open up scoring, that's your time to submit your scores. Next up, it's John Zimmer in Megalodon. Now, just yesterday, right here in the CFG Bank Arena, Megalodon held on to a top score in the competition for quite some time. We're going to see if he can have the same success here today and potentially take that win. Going for a combo. John Zimmer and Megalodon is looking to make a name for himself right here in today's competition. He's still got one attempt remaining, Baltimore. Feeling out the track, looking for that sweet spot. Let's see what he gives us for that second attempt.
Da-dum, 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 da-dum. It's Megalodon and John Zimmer. Baltimore scoring is open.
Where else in the world, Baltimore, can you see a Megalodon shark do some crazy maneuvers like that? I don't think they're doing that stuff at SeaWorld. That's just here at Monster Jam in the two-wheel skills competition. So lock in your scores now. John Zimmer and Megalodon, he threw out some combos for you guys. Got some big air as that shark jumping out of the water. And you have your scores locked in, so let's check it out. He is up against that score to beat right now, held by Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash. It's a score of a 6.534. The score for John Zimmer in Megalodon is... That's right, Baltimore, an 8.485. That is the new score to beat. Megalodon John Zimmer takes to the top of the leaderboard. Just yesterday in this event, he was able to hang on for more than 4 runs. We'll see if these contestants coming up next want to snag that top spot away from him, and if you all think they did enough. Up next, it's your JCB Racing winner, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. He's asking if you're ready, Baltimore. Now's the time to press record. Baltimore, what'd you think of those combinations? Crazy combo moves by the man we've nicknamed Combo King, but he's at 1 attempt remaining. Feeling out the track. What's he got in store, Baltimore? He might be backing up for one of the hardest moves there is to do. Get your smartphones ready. Hit that record.
And with that, scoring is open. Keep that energy going. Put those hands together. It's John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Coming off of that racing win and a fantastic run in the two-wheel skills challenge. In this competition, it's about placement and control, and he is showing he's mastered both of those things right now. We see that crazy combination in that first move, and then that second move, he pulls off a Monster Jam bicycle, which is one of the most difficult moves to pull off right here in the arena. But we've got your scores locked in. It is son versus father right now. John Zimmer and Megalodon with that score to beat of a score of an 8.485. The score for John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity is an 8.498. It was enough. It takes the lead, and that is your score to beat. Check this out, Baltimore. Look how close these scores are. 8.498 up against an 8.485. You know, on the drive home tonight, they're going to be talking about that one, father and son, but bragging rights only if he wins. So we'll see with the rest of the competitors. Will anyone be able to lay down a performance that absolutely takes the stage away from John Zimmer in terminal velocity? Baltimore, you've given him an 8.498. That means whoever's up next, they're going to need to take that top score and do better. Baltimore, please fasten your seatbelts and prepare for takeoff. It's Montana Robbins in Plane Crazy. He's feeling out that track, Baltimore. Montana Robbins in Plane Crazy, coming in that top 3 yesterday in the competition here for the two-wheel skills challenge. Headed for the top of the pod. Let's see what he's got in store.
What a landing for Montana Robbins. Plane Crazy. Going for the combo. Got a little too aggressive, but a crazy moment. Make some noise and score at judgeszone.com.
Baltimore, you heard Carlos say it, locking the scores. Montana Robbins, yes, only did get to do one attempt here, but as the official judges, you can score that one attempt and decide based off of what you saw, what score you think he earns. We see him teetering on the edge of destruction there. A little too much of that weight heads over, and even though he does end up on 4 BKT tires, we now have that official score locked in. So let's see what it means. The score for Montana Robbins in Plane Crazy is a 5.235. Now you can see they're only getting one attempt here in this competition. That does make things a little difficult. And though this may not be a win for Plane Crazy here in the two-wheel skills, there's still hope. We have the St. Jude ambassador of the event, and of course, Monster Jam Freestyle still to come. I want to give you guys an update on St. Jude. Back on 4 tires out on the track. And while we get Montana Robbins and that track cleared, a perfect time for you guys to take out your phones, scan that QR code at the bottom of my screen. What you'll do is then pick one of our 7 drivers here to make a donation under their name. All proceeds go directly to St. Jude. You guys seem to really love Montana Robbins out there, so you can hop on, scan the QR code, and actually help him out right now, right here. Montana Robbins and Plane Crazy, you can see right there, he has received a few donations, but poor John Zimmer and poor Trayton Robbins, John Zimmer Jr., they don't have anything. You guys could throw them $1. They might be in the race. And more importantly, you'd help a family in need. So scan that QR code and join Monster Jam in the fight to end childhood cancer.
Monster Jam fans, this gives us the opportunity to play one of my favorite games and give away some cool prizes. So we've got Cordero right here. Can we make some noise for Cordero? Yeah, that's right. Now, who is this little one right here?
This is Angelo.
This is Angelo. Is Angelo having some fun?
Yep. Say yes.
You having some fun? This little guy was waving and having the best time. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should give these guys an opportunity to win some pretty cool prizes and maybe get to go to Disney on Ice. I've got some Disney on Ice tickets. Here's the catch. Do you know the song from Frozen, Let It Go? Well, we've got this game called Finish the Lyric. We're going to play a song. If you can guess the lyrics correctly into the microphone, you're going to walk away with some free tickets to Disney on Ice. All right, DJ, you know what to do. Bless us with the beat. Baltimore, if you know the words, help us out.
You always have to be concealed. Don't feel. Don't let them know. Oh, no, how they know. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah! What a great job. You're going to walk away with your very own little Olaf. And you know what? You're going to get a free 4-pack to Disney on Ice to take yourself, take Angelo, and whoever else you want to bring to this awesome show. One more time, make some noise.
We're ready to get back to the action. Put your hands together for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. He's the 2025 Rookie of the Year. You heard us say it earlier, and he earned that title with his hard work behind the wheel. He had success in the two-wheel skills competition, specifically yesterday, able to take that second top score, second place for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. We'll see if today he can take that top spot, first place. It's going to be up to your scores. Let's see what he's got in store. He's asking, what do you think, Baltimore? This crazy locomotive's going off the rails. A great combination in that first attempt. He's rounding out for that second attempt right here. Taking to the top of the pod. Scoring is open for Triton Robbins in a Crazy Train. You see that code up there? That means you can scan that QR code, lock in your scores because that 20-second clock is already ticking down. But Triton Robbins in Crazy Train hits that track with a vengeance. You guys saw exactly his setup pays off. He stays ahead of that truck. He doesn't overcommit. He's super balanced, and it pulls off. But will your scores reflect that? It's up to you, Baltimore. Let's check it out. The score for Triton Robbins in a Crazy Train is Baltimore, an 8.869. We have a new leader. Triton Robbins in Crazy Train finds himself at the top of the leaderboard thanks to your scores and his crazy maneuvers here in the two-wheel skills competition. We're going to see, with just a few drivers left, if anyone can outscore him, that's a high score of an 8.869. We'll see what the rest of the competition has in store. Time to get those Toro horns in the air for MJ Celorio in El Toro Loco. In our first event here in the CFG Bank Arena, it was MJ Celorio and El Toro Loco to take the win in the two-wheel skills competition. He's proven he can do it once. For Baltimore, can he do it twice in one weekend? It all comes down to this moment right here. Checking in with the crowd, feeling out those Baltimore fans, seeing if they're ready for the two-wheel skills action he's about to throw down. Baltimore, he's only got one hand on the wheel. Check it out in that cab. He's just showing off. MJ Celorio, El Toro Loco turning up the heat here in the two-wheel skills competition. Judging by the sound of it, you love that first attempt, but could be a little bit of difficulty on the track right now. We got El Toro Loco stopped looking to hear word from our Monster Jam officials. A heart-stopping, a heart-pumping moment there for MJ Celorio. You see him in the cab. We're going to see if he's able to refire that truck and complete that second attempt. We've started that 30-second clock for MJ Celorio and El Toro Loco. If that clock runs down and he's unable to start that Monster Jam truck, he will be unable to complete that second attempt. Baltimore, you got to imagine his heart's pounding out of his chest right now as we're on the edge of our seats. What could this mean for MJ Celorio and El Toro Loco? A defining moment right here in the competition, but I am getting word that concludes the run. Baltimore, this is your time to score now at judgezone.com. Give it up for MJ Celorio, El Toro Loco. We talk about being at the mercy of these Monster Jam trucks, and you guys are seeing it live happening right now. You see him. He's disappointed, Baltimore. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a tough competitor. He wants to lay it down, throw down, and drive that truck till it can't be driven anymore. But we got to focus on the one attempt we did see, the work he did put into this competition. He's not the only driver to receive just one attempt, so you guys get to decide exactly where he stands in the competition. We've got your scores officially locked in. Let's check it out. The score for MJ Celorio in El Toro Loco is, all right, a 6.088. That right now is good enough for 5th place. Baltimore, that means your winner of the two-wheel skills competition is Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. He gets those next 8 points, and of course, because of your scores, he takes the two-wheel skills win. We're going to get to hear from the winner himself, but he pulled off those crazy combos. He took that train off the rails, and it was all for this moment right here. He's added those 8 points to his score and taken his first two-wheel skills win of the season.
Triton Robbins, you've been battling truck issues quite regularly this season, but you overcame them, came out on top in the two-wheel skills challenge. Does this make all of that hard work worth it?
Yes, for sure. It's definitely, I could see that some of my bad luck is rubbing off on the other competitors, but you know what? They're getting the trucks ready to go, and we're all ready to burn it down for the last event here in Baltimore from Freestyle.
You've consistently been in the top spot on the leaderboard towards the end of the event for that overall event championship. What do you got to do to try to get a high enough score in freestyle to see if you can get that overall win?
Well, my biggest battle lately is making the whole time clock. So you know what? To stay out strong, stay consistent, and finish my whole freestyle, it should put me all the way to the top.
If you want to see him continue to get crazy, make some noise for Crazy Train.
All right, looks like we're lining up. First one, Brendan Reardon. Up next, Penny Haskell. With the saran wrap. Don't see a lot of those. Cowboy Kenny. And Josh Hetford. All right, we're coming up for round number 3. Full extension off the cliffhanger. Kenny Haskell, what you got? A solid whip from Kenny Haskell. Playing it all the way back, Cowboy Kenny. A rock solid from Josh Hetford. This is the last round, the last couple of jumps before competition. Monster Jam fans, did you like what you see so far? Well, it's about to get crazier because it is now time for the best trick competition. Each one of our riders will get one attempt to fly across this pod
And try to impress you guys with the best trick they can pull off. Once they hit that landing ramp, get to judgeszone.com and lock in your scores. Riders, competitors, are you guys warmed up? Ready to go? Baltimore, you warmed up, ready to go? Well, keep it going for the best trick competition.
Up first, make some noise for Brendan Reardon. Brendan Reardon's from Worcester, Massachusetts. He's got over 24 years of riding experience. He's a 2017 ISDE gold medalist, and today he's bringing you his best trick on his Honda CRF 450.
One more time, Brendan Reardon. Scoring is open. Get to judgeszone.com and lock in your scores.
Brendan Reardon, that tough job of going first and setting the bar, but you all have a tough job too. You guys have to set the record. Where does this stand in the competition? What are we giving this best trick by Brendan Reardon? He's hoping for a high score, but you've got the power at judgeszone.com, and just like that, we've got the scores locked in. Let's check it out. The score for Brendan Reardon is, check it out, a 7.991. That is the score to beat. Up next, let's hear it for Kenny Haskell. Kenny Haskell is from Boston, Massachusetts, and he's been riding since the age of just 5 years old. He's raced motocross, he's rode overseas in Japan, Singapore, Argentina, and even Brazil. He's been riding with Monster Jam since 2014, and off the track, he's a dad to 2 young boys. He's throwing down on his Yamaha YZ252 stroke.
First backflip of the competition, Kenny Haskell. Ladies and gentlemen, scoring is open.
Kenny Haskell coming in with a backflip I normally say he looks like he's in slow motion, but today that was fast. That was speedy, super high, tons of air, tons of speed, and a flip. I mean, Baltimore, I don't know if it gets better than that. That's up to you to decide if he did enough to take out Brendan Reardon. Now, he is up against that score to beat. It's a 7.991. The score for Kenny Haskell is... That's right, Baltimore, an 8.907. We have a new leader. But up next, it's time to get loud for Kenny Bartram. Kenny Bartram from Stillwater, Oklahoma, and they call him Cowboy Kenny. He's a 10-time X Games medalist, a 10-time Gravity Games medalist, and today he's throwing down on his KTM 450.
Another backflip, Cowboy Kenny.
You have a tough decision, but you gotta make it at judgeszone.com.
It's a battle of the Kennys right now in freestyle motocross. You guys gotta decide, did Kenny Bartram do enough to knock Kenny Haskell out of the lead? 2 flips, 2 tricks, but you guys have to decide which one belongs on top. We got the scores locked in. That current score to beat right now held by Kenny Haskell. It's a score of an 8.907. The score for Kenny Bartram is an 8.983. Check it out. We have a new leader. But there's one rider left. Make some noise for Josh Hedford. Josh Hedford from Asheville, in North Carolina, and he's competed in Nitro Circus and Night of Jumps in Europe. He's been riding with Monster Jam for over 4 years, and today he's throwing down on his Kawasaki 450.
The final competitor has landed, Josh Hedford.
Scoring is open, Baltimore.
Josh Hedford throwing down a Cordova flip. As if a flip wasn't hard enough to do, he knew, Baltimore, to impress you all, he had to do something big. I think he's done it, but it's up to you. Did Josh Hedford do enough to knock Kenny Bartram out of the lead? That'll be determined by your scores and your scores alone. Just a few seconds left to get those locked in. And just like that, we are one step closer to crowning the best trick winner. The score to beat right now is held by Kenny Bartram. It's a score of an 8.983. The score for Josh Hedford is... For the 4th time here this weekend, your winner of the best trick competition, Josh Hedford.
And the wins keep coming in for Josh Hedford. But you know what? We're not done. We still have time for the FMX Grand Finale. These guys are gonna line up. You've seen them go one at a time. But check this out. They're gonna line up in a train formation. And they're gonna... Your best trick winner, Josh Hedford. Now, some of these kids absolutely think the world of you guys as riders. You guys serve as inspiration. Who are some of your inspirations that got you into this crazy sport?
Well, actually, one of the guys here, Cowboy Kenny Bartram, he's been around like forever. And amazing to see him coming out throwing down some huge tricks. Then you had your OG Travis Pastrana, Cowboy Kenny. They're like best friends. I looked up to those guys a ton growing up. And the second I saw them, I was like, I want to do that. And here we are.
And now you not only get the chance to travel with them, but then you get the chance to come out, hang out with them, and do some awesome stuff with somebody that you've looked up to. How is that? Like, how do you feel every time you come out here and get the chance to do that?
Honestly, it's like so relieving. It makes it the best experience ever. These guys are awesome, and they're some of the most down-to-earth guys you ever meet in your life. So it's been like an honor to be doing this with so many guys that are cool, and there's a couple girls out there too that do it also. So for all the little girls out there, don't think you can't do it. I know a couple of them that are still shredding and flipping and doing what we do, and it's pretty awesome. You know, you guys, and we're here because of y'all. So you guys having a good time?
Every time you come out, every time you do the grand finale, you do the crazy tricks, this crowd goes nuts. How does that feel? Can you hear the crowd when you're doing these tricks?
Yeah, I couldn't even hardly hear my bike, and I'm like, oh, I hope I'm going fast enough. So I just kind of feel it out, and like you guys screaming and yelling, I'm like, all right, here we go.
Could you guys imagine? You know what? Let's make sure he can't hear his bike. Make some noise! Josh Hedford! Monster Jam fans, this is the pinnacle of the event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle! One more time, Logan Ashline, Sparkle Smash. Baltimore, you know what to do. You've been doing it all event long. Scoring is open.
Baltimore, Logan Ashline just got fancy for you. What'd you think? She's feeling great after that run, and I would be too. A fantastic run from Logan Ashline and Sparkle Smash. Nothing says it's time to party here at Monster Jam than covering the track in pink confetti. But Logan, those two-wheel skills moves, you're looking good out on the track. And man, I hope Baltimore, you guys back her up. A fantastic run. Green in her career, and she's out there taking risks for you guys. Let's check and see exactly what the scores look like. The score for Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash is, check her out, a 7.470. That is the score to beat. Next up, this flight might have a little turbulence. Make some noise for Montana Robbins in Plane Crazy. Now, if you remember back into the two-wheel skills competition, Montana Robbins only had one attempt. You best bet that in this freestyle, he's making up for that right now here in Baltimore. Buckle up.
And that will do it. Make some noise, Montana Robbins. Plain crazy. Scoring is open, and there's plenty to score on that run.
Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy out here in freestyle. This is really a great example of that controlled chaos. We see it's built on good decision making, him out on the track, feeling the track, reading that dirt, and being able to still pull off a crazy run. We saw some speed, a little two-wheel action in that run, but you guys have to decide exactly where that stands. You locked in your scores, and Montana Robbins is up against that score to beat by Logan Ashline in Sparkle Smash. It's a score of a 7.470. The score for Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy is 7.701. We have a new leader. As Montana Robbins in Plain Crazy takes to the top of the leaderboard in the freestyle competition, it's just about that time for us to crown our St. Jude Ambassador of the event. Now, you all have donated, you've put in your scores, you've picked your favorite driver, and I'm happy to announce a big congratulations to Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. He has gotten the most donations under his name and is officially crowned the St. Jude Ambassador of the event. We want to thank all of you who donated right here at our event. You can leave knowing that you helped a family in need. And remember, just in case you didn't get the chance to donate and have a say in who's walking away with this title, you can still donate now. It's never too late to make a difference with Monster Jam and St. Jude. Her technicians rolled up their sleeves, replaced that transmission, just to get her out here for Monster Jam Freestyle. Baltimore, make some noise for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. I think she might be headed for the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp.
Talk about putting an exclamation point on that run. Kristen Anderson, Gravedigger. Baltimore, scoring is open.
What a comeback for Kristen Anderson in a Gravedigger. Baltimore, she knew She was not going to leave without tearing this track to pieces. The Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp, she lines up perfectly back on 4 BKT tires. And man, I bet that run felt good. Kristen Anderson wants to come out here and prove to you all exactly why she's behind the wheel of that black and green wrecking machine. Now, we got the scores locked in, Baltimore. The energy's electric here. She's up against that score to beat held by Montana Robbins and Playing Crazy. It's a score of a 7.701. The score for Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger is a 9.195. That absolutely takes the lead and is now the score to beat. Three trucks so far have gone in the freestyle competition as Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger takes the top of the leaderboard. Anyone who wants to take over that top spot will need to score higher than a 9.1. Baltimore, get those shark attacks ready. It's John Zimmer in Megalodon.
Shark bait, ooh-ha! Make some noise, it's John Zimmer in Megalodon. Last time you get to score for John Zimmer in Megalodon, so let him know what you thought of that run at judgeszone.com.
John Zimmer in Megalodon, always hitting the track with that veteran composure. Not only is that a smart run, he protects the truck, he's able to make it through, fill the time, and somehow managed to impress us. He brings that Monster Jam wow factor to the run, and you all bring your scores. So we've got them locked in. This score for John Zimmer in Megalodon is... All right, it's a solid score, a 7.963 right now. That's good enough for second place. Check out that leaderboard. Kristen Anderson still in first with that high score of a 9.1. Megalodon John Zimmer secures his spot in second place, score of a 7.963. Now remember, the winner of this competition gets 8 points, but as we trickle down the leaderboard, 7 points are awarded to second place, 6 to third, and so on and so forth. Who will take it all? First, we'll have to find out in these freestyle runs. All aboard Baltimore, make some noise for Trayton Robbins in a Crazy Train.
out of control, off the rails, Triton Robbins, Crazy Train. One more time. QR code is up. Scoring is open.
Triton Robbins in Crazy Train. He rode that momentum from the two-wheel skills win right into freestyle. The key here is how smoothly that run flowed. There's no hesitation, no wasted motion. He's got flow throughout that entire run, fills that clock. He's probably feeling good after that run, so let's take a look at the scores. The score for Triton Robbins in Crazy Train is... Hey, so close, but a solid score at that, an 8.192. Right now, that's good enough for second place. A great freestyle run, and I have to say, you guys, you're scoring great. We've got 8.192 for that run by Triton Robbins. He lands in second place right now. Kristen Anderson still in the lead for Team Gravedigger with that score of a 9.195. Next to the track, make some noise for John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. He took the win in the JCB Racing competition here today. Let's see what he's got in store for freestyle. That's a slippery track out there right now, Baltimore. You see that truck sliding on that top layer of that dry soil. And when we've got that consistency with the track conditions, it can make a run like this a little hard. But you do see that clock is paused at 42 seconds right now. A heart racing moment for John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. But I got word that concludes the run. Scoring is open. Scoring's open, Monster Jam fans at judgezone.com. A tough run for John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, a competitor who's not used to having that freestyle run cut short, but with you all having the power of scoring, it's totally up to you right now. Now, he did take those points in racing, but I know that he had a whole freestyle plan for him. A disappointment for him for not to be able to lay it down on the track, but that's the name of the game here at Monster Jam. We're at the mercy of these Monster Jam trucks. We got the scores locked in. The score for John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity is... All right, Baltimore's got his back at 6.254 right now. That's good enough for sixth place. A tough go like this, Baltimore, but this is what makes Monster Jam so exciting. This playing field is unpredictable. It's unscripted. And in moments like this, we truly are at the mercy of these Monster Jam trucks. John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity pushing that truck to the limit. But we still have not crowned a freestyle winner, which means we've not totaled the points to figure out who's walking away with that overall event championship trophy. Remember, it's never too late to join into the scoring. Get your smartphones ready at judgezone.com.
Baltimore, que se oigan los latinos. Hemos visto todos los contendientes, solamente los queda uno más. Con un aplauso demos la bienvenida a MJ Solorio, el Toro Loco. Una vez más, que se oigan. MJ Solorio, el Toro Loco.
Scoring is open. Lock in your scores now for MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco. Baltimore, what a freestyle. This man tore this track to pieces. MJ Solorio looks like he's feeling real good after that run. He's got the support of Baltimore, but he's also up against some really tough competition. He's up against that score to beat held by Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. It's a score of a 9.195. The score for MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco is a solid score, an 8.681. That means your winner of the freestyle competition is Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. But it was not enough. Taking home the overall event championship right here today, Triton Robbins in a Crazy Train. Baltimore marks an important page in this history book as Triton Robbins in Crazy Train takes home his first overall event championship of the season. Baltimore, make some noise. He defeated the rest of the pack. He stayed consistent in the two-wheel skills competition. He stayed fast in the racing competition. And of course, in freestyle, we saw him fill that clock. It was all enough to walk away with that trophy.
Triton Robbins, Crazy Train. You mentioned it earlier when you won that two-wheel skills competition. You said it looked like the bad luck was turning around. Well, it sure looks like it's turned around now.
Yes, for sure. We're pumped up for the last event here in Baltimore. We're ready to take this momentum all the way down the road to D.C. But we're pumped up, Team Crazy. You haven't seen the last of us yet.
How does it feel? Did you know at the end of the two-wheel skills challenge going into freestyle that this was a possibility?
Well, you know, I was only 1 point behind, which can be a lot with freestyles worth 8. So I just come out here, do my best, and throw the dice and see what happens.
And the dice fell in your favor, and that freestyle run was just enough to make it happen. Arms in the air, Baltimore. Give it up for Triton Robbins, Crazy Train.
A big congratulations to Triton Robbins in Crazy Train, who takes home that overall event championship. Congratulations to all of our winners, but Triton Robbins in Crazy Train is that much closer to his automatic bid to Monster Jam World Finals. We want to thank all of you for coming out right here to the CFG Bank Arena. Whether you joined us live or tuned in to the Monster Jam live stream, we couldn't have done it without our Monster Jam fans. And don't forget, you guys have to stop at the Monster Jam merchandise stands, pick up the latest Spin Master diecast trucks, and so much more. Don't forget to head to monsterjam.com so you can stay up to date with results, tickets, digital content, and of course, book your trip to Monster Jam World Finals coming to Salt Lake City 4th of July weekend. Monster Jam fans, we are so glad to end this amazing weekend right here in Baltimore. On behalf of my entire team and my co-host, Carlos Sparks, my name is Keaton Stewart, and we'll see you at the next Monster Jam.